tests and forced entry.
Get free installation limited time. Call now or go to crimsafe.com.
Good morning. I'm Frank Buckley. A birthday letter allegedly sent to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein by President Trump is released. There is a debate over its authenticity. The details coming up in a live report from Washington.
Good morning. I'm Erin Myers here in Hollywood. A body was found in the trunk of a car in a tow yard, and now reports are saying it may be linked to a popular singer. All of the very latest coming up.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Carlos Herrera. This morning, Senator Alex Padilla is speaking out about a victory for the Trump administration now that the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that aggressive immigration raids can continue here in Southern California. What the senator had to say coming up next.
Good morning. I'm Jessica Holmes. Apparently, more people are now selling tickets to strangers. What do you mean more people? I didn't know anyone ever did this, but selling tickets to strangers to be a part of their wedding day. We'll explain.
Oh, that's interesting. Hey there, everybody. Good morning. I'm Melvin Robert. Speaking of weddings, a famous baker wants to bake Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's wedding cake. Plus, Lady Gaga with the big announcement this morning. And remember the show Desperate Housewives? Well, the stars are here to talk about a new rewatch podcast of that show. All that and more coming up.
All right, good morning, everybody. And the cloud, the fog, the marine there, they're all coming back, and they're going to be kicking up in the morning hours for the next couple of days all the way through until about Friday. Heading into the weekend, we start to clear out and warm up. But nice, comfortable temperatures for the next 3 days. 73 coastal, downtown at the moment, 68 going for a high of 80. 64 in the San Fernando Valley with a high of 87 degrees. Great relief. 80, Orange County Inland Empire 88, and the high desert at about 85 degrees. Ginger with traffic.
Yeah, and we still have a lot of areas where things are still really tough, like the 605 freeway. So we know the southbound side and the northbound side, anything close to the 5 is a very challenging spot, right? But in this case, it's the 605 south as you approach the 10 split. I mean, it may be as many as 5 cars involved in this crash. Some were able to clear to the shoulder. Yeah, that's nice, but it's still a fairly slow drive here, and it stays that way as you move farther to the south and then closer to that 5 split. As we look into Orange County, I mean, there was pretty quick recovery from that earlier signal on the 405 freeway heading north, approaching the 605, just a tiny slowdown there. But the westbound side of the 22, as well as the east, actually, both of them taking a hard hit. And then you see with that 405 freeway is like the southbound side really starts to load up. I'll say right about Bolsa Avenue, actually, and then on again, off again, slowing as you move farther to the south and then in towards Costa Mesa. All right, guys, back to you.
Ginger, thank you. We're learning new developments about the human remains that were found in the trunk of an impounded vehicle yesterday afternoon. The vehicle is said to be linked to a singer with a large following. KTLA's Erin Myers live now in Hollywood with those details. Erin, good morning.
Good morning, Jess. Well, we don't know how long this body was in the vehicle as that car was found several days ago, but TMZ is reporting that the car is linked to the popular singer David. We can go ahead and show you his photo. TMZ reports that the car is registered in Hempstead, Texas to David Anthony Burke, David's real name. He now last posted on social media yesterday and is scheduled to perform today in Minneapolis. Sky 5 was overhead as detectives were seen surrounding a black Tesla in a Hollywood tow yard. That's where investigators found a body wrapped in a bag in the car's front trunk. LAPD detectives responded to Hollywood Tow, located on the 1000 block of Mansfield Avenue near Romaine Street, shortly before 12:30 yesterday afternoon. This after employees from the tow yard reported a foul odor coming from the vehicle, which was parked on the roof of the tow yard's parking structure. KTLA spoke with a man who was getting his car from the lot as the investigation was underway.
That's kind of messed up. I mean, I don't want to swear on camera, but yeah, I'd say that's pretty horrifying. Nobody wants to, I mean, we live here, so that's kind of gross. Yeah, I mean, I hope they find who did. I mean, the person, though, their family, that's got to be terrible.
The LAPD towed the car from the yard after gathering evidence at the scene. They say the car was reported abandoned in the Hollywood Hills about 5 days ago. Once again, at this time, the identity of the person found in it is not known. Also not known if the body is that of a male or a female. Now, back here live, we have reached out to reps for the singer to get a statement or see if they have any more information about this situation. Anyone who may know anything, though, is also encouraged to contact the LAPD. Reporting live here in Hollywood, I'm Erin Myers. I'll send it back to you both in the studio.
Erin, thank you. U.S. Supreme Court Associate Justice Sonia Sotomayor is speaking out following a ruling yesterday that will allow aggressive immigration raids to continue in Southern California. KTLA's Carlos Herrera live in the Westlake District with more on that. Carlos, good morning.
Hi, Frank. Good morning. And this decision really creating more fear in many communities here in LA, especially those that are predominantly Latino. This is the Home Depot here in the Westlake District that we know has been targeted several times before by these federal agents. This year, we're told folks here are on high alert after the Supreme Court again backed President Donald Trump's hardline immigration approach, ultimately letting agents proceed with these sweeping raids in LA, targeting people for deportation solely based on their race, language, job, or even location. Take a look here. The court's brief and unsigned order was issued without any legal explanation from the majority, but Justice Brett Kavanaugh writing in part, to be clear, apparent ethnicity alone cannot furnish reasonable suspicion. Under this court's case law regarding immigration stops, however, it can be a relevant factor when considered along with other salient factors. Now, liberal justices say the ruling makes Latinos fair game to be seized at any time. In a dissent, Justice Sonia Sotomayor, along with the court's two other liberal justices, saying countless people in the Los Angeles area have been grabbed, thrown to the ground, and handcuffed simply because of their looks, their accents, and the fact that they make a living by doing manual labor. Today, the court needlessly subjects countless more to these exact same indignities. She appeared on CBS Mornings earlier today and refused to provide any further comment.
I try to be as clear as possible to explain to people, as I think I did in the opinion, the reasons why I believe it's unconstitutional. And many of my reasons are based solely on the precedents that have established what reasonable cause for police to stop individuals are.
This morning, the Department of Homeland Security says the decision is a victory for the safety of Americans in California and for the rule of law, adding that federal agents will continue to arrest and remove the criminal illegal aliens here in LA.
We're not racial profiling anybody. I trust the professionals of the Border Patrol and ICE, all very well trained, to make sure they establish reasonable suspicion to briefly detain and question somebody, and the Supreme Court agreed on it.
U.S. Senator from California Alex Padilla is blasting the high court's ruling. He says it is dangerous, but that the fight isn't over. This morning, he tells us that the state's resistance to the federal immigration sweeps continues.
Sadly, they're enabling Donald Trump to continue those for the time being, but the underlying lawsuit is still there, and we're going to keep pushing in the courts to prevent this racist profiling policy and attack on our communities from continuing. We feel good about the legal case because it's not just a long-standing legal precedent, it's enshrined in our Constitution. Everybody, regardless of immigration status, has some fundamental due process rights, including protection from unlawful search and seizure.
No to Trump and no to truth. No to Trump and no to truth.
It comes as President Trump is vowing to surge federal forces in other Democratic-led cities like Chicago. It could see the increase of ICE agents as early as this week. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker says his state won't be intimidated by a, quote, wannabe dictator. Now, as Senator Padilla said, the Supreme Court's emergency decision only lifts a temporary restraining order issued by a lower court judge. It doesn't prevent the case necessarily from moving forward. We know there's another court date that's set for September 24th. They will be set to determine whether or not a preliminary injunction will be granted. We're live this morning in the Westlake District. Frank and Jessica will send it back to you both.
Okay, Carlos, we thank you for that. This morning, a new federal investigation has been launched into the deadly and devastating Palisades fire. The Republican-led probe comes as Palisades homeowners filed a lawsuit against LA Department of Water and Power over the empty Santa Ynez Reservoir. Reality star Spencer Pratt, who lost his home, and U.S. Small Business Administrator Kelly Loeffler toured some vacant Palisades lots yesterday and spoke out about the investigation.
It's not a political thing. 71% of the Palisades voted for Kamala Harris, so this isn't Republican versus Democrat. It should be just taxpayers wanting to know why their town is gone, their lives. So it ends up that Republican senators have reached out to me and asked to come tour the Palisades.
We've got to get to the bottom of